Earth would get colder because moonlight warms the Earth. Measurements show that global temperature varies with a 28-day cycle. All else being equal, the Earth is hottest during the full moon. It's a tiny difference, small fractions of a degree, but it's there. Except, most of this effect is not due to moonlight. The largest contributor is the fact that the Earth is slightly closer to the sun during a full moon than a new moon, which would still happen with a black hole moon. Calculating the small amount of energy actually radiated by the moon is deceptively tricky. The phases of the moon mean that it's not always reflecting the same amount of sunlight on us. Plus, you might think that when the moon's half illuminated, it would be half as bright as when it's full, but it's actually much less bright. And once you account for that, there are even trickier effects to deal with because science is the worst. On top of all the weird visible light effects, the moon also heats up under the sun, and then it radiates that heat as infrared light. It turns out that the moon's infrared radiation affects Earth's temperature about 10 times more than the visible moonlight, but still about 10 times less than the Earth moving closer to the sun during a full moon. Specifically, infrared moonlight warms the planet by about 1.2 milladegrees Fahrenheit. If you don't like Fahrenheit, that's the same as warming the Earth by 1.2 milladegrees Rankine, or 0.35 milladegrees Romer, or 0.53 milladegrees Réaumur, or 2/3 of a millikelvin. So without moonlight, the planet would cool down slightly. But given the rate at which we're adding CO2 to the atmosphere, which also changes the Earth's energy balance, we would make up the difference in a couple of weeks. All in all, the conversion of the moon might not be that big of a deal. Unless, of course, it happened on a certain day in 1969, in which case the famous quote might read a little bit differently. P.S. You might now be wondering what would happen if the moon were replaced by a black hole of the same size, not the same mass. Well, a moon-sized black hole would have around 600 times the mass of the sun, so we, and the sun, would definitely fall into it.